They don't respect your kindness. They don't value your patience. They don't notice your loyalty until you disappear. It's strange, isn't it? You give and give and give, hoping they'll finally see your worth. But the more available you are, the more they take you for granted. It's only when you stop showing up, when you stop explaining, stop chasing, stop trying, that they suddenly look at you differently. And that shift, that moment of silence, of separation, that's where your true power begins. This isn't coldness, it's not bitterness, it's stoicism, a quiet refusal to beg for respect, a calm understanding that detachment is not loss, it's freedom. Because here's the hard truth, people don't respond to your intentions, they respond to your energy. When you operate from lack, from fear of losing someone, they feel it. But when you finally let go, when your peace becomes non-negotiable, something flips. You go from optional to irreplaceable. Why? Because nothing commands respect like a person who doesn't need it. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop sacrificing your self-worth just to keep the peace. It's the discipline to walk away from anything that costs your inner stillness. And that, my friend, is where Stoicism lives, not in suppressing your emotions, but in mastering your response to disrespect. So if you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, undervalued, this is for you. Because when you finally detach, not out of anger, but clarity, that's when they realize you were the anchor all along. Let's get real. Detachment isn't about burning bridges or shutting people out forever. It's about drawing a clear line, saying, I won't lose myself just to be seen. You've probably done it before, bending over backward to please someone who barely notices, and it hurts. It wears you down. Stoicism teaches us that respect isn't something you demand or chase like a fading shadow. It's earned naturally, but only when you respect yourself first. When you stop begging for approval, you send a powerful message. Your value is not negotiable. Imagine this. You're calm, collected, unshaken by their indifference because your peace doesn't depend on their validation. You detach, not out of spite, but because your inner world is your priority. Suddenly, they see you, not as a doormat, not as a constant presence, but as someone with boundaries, someone who stands firm. This kind of detachment is a mirror. It reflects your self-respect back at them. And humans, even if they don't admit it, are wired to respect what they can't control. When you step back, stop reacting, stop chasing, you reclaim your power. And here's a secret. Detachment also frees you from unnecessary pain. You stop trying to fix what's not yours to fix. You stop holding on to people who don't show up for you. You stop hoping for respect from those who won't give it. In the silence of your withdrawal, you're not losing anything. You're gaining clarity. You're gaining strength. You're telling the world, I am whole, with or without your approval. Detachment isn't about shutting down your heart. It's about opening your eyes. And when you do, respect follows, naturally, inevitably. Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually practice this detachment without feeling cold or disconnected? That's where Stoicism shines its light. It's not about becoming a stone-hearted person. It's about training your mind to stay steady, no matter what chaos swirls outside. Think about the things you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your boundaries. Everything else outside your control. When you accept this, you stop wasting energy on people's reactions or opinions. You stop tying your worth to their approval. Detachment starts with small steps, saying no when you want to say no, walking away from a conversation that drains you, giving yourself permission to prioritize your peace over pleasing others. It's not easy, it takes practice, but every time you do, you build an invisible shield of respect around yourself. And here's the twist. The more you detach, the more respect you naturally draw. Because people don't respect desperation. They respect strength. They respect calm. They respect someone who knows their own value and isn't afraid to stand alone. This is not about isolation. It's about presence, being fully present with yourself, grounded in your own worth. When you show up like that, you become magnetic. Not because you chase attention, but because you embody something rare, self-respect and peace. So, if you're tired of being overlooked or undervalued, try this. Practice detachment. Step back. Breathe. Remember that your respect begins within you, and it's the kind that no one can take away. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to show up for yourself. Here's the heart of it. When you detach completely, you're not pushing people away. You're pulling yourself closer to who you truly are. That's where your real power lives. And respect. It stops being something you hope for and starts becoming something you naturally command. Detachment is a bold act of self-love. It says, I am enough. It's a quiet rebellion against being defined by others' opinions or approval. And when you live from that place, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation. Remember, respect from others is never guaranteed, but the respect you give yourself is, and it's that self-respect that builds a foundation no one can shake. So next time you feel invisible or unappreciated, don't try harder to be seen. Instead, step back, detach with grace. Let your absence speak louder than your presence ever could. Because in that silence, they'll finally hear you, and more importantly, you'll finally hear yourself. You don't need anyone else to validate your worth. You already hold the key. And that's the Stoic way. To wrap it all up, detachment isn't about shutting people out or giving up on relationships. It's about choosing yourself first, protecting your peace, and standing firm in your worth. When you stop clinging to others' approval, you stop losing yourself in the process. That's when respect shows up, not because you demanded it, but because you naturally earned it by simply being whole and unshakable. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, and detachment is the bridge to that inner fortress. So the next time you feel unseen or undervalued, remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back, hold your ground, and let silence do the talking. Respect follows those who respect themselves, and when you finally respect yourself enough to detach, you unlock a freedom that no one can take away. That's the quiet, unbreakable power of Stoic detachment, and it's yours to claim.